Well, you voted, so you got it. Cartoon reviewers. When it comes down to dime a dozen content on YouTube, reviewing types of media is where it's at. Right next to us, commentary fags ripping each other apart.
Campbell!
Talking about video games, A-logging about cartoons, while also trying your best to sound funny while sharing your opinion on the internet, while also not trying to sound like you have no idea what you're talking about. I mean, there's so many choices when it comes down to content to watch. Rebel Taxi has this Y2K style along with quick jokes that don't waste your time, and he just gets to the point of what he's talking about in his vids. And that's really about it. You couldn't pay me to watch Rebel Taxi's podcast. Also, other channels like Ralph the Movie Maker, who has skills in movie making because he attended film school to learn about that shit. Yes, I know about Ralph the Movie Maker being pretentious and his film Lover being an absolute flopper. Congratulations, this isn't relevant though.
Oh my god, I don't fucking care.
But at least with the channels I mentioned earlier, they have some effort put into their content. The person I'll be talking about today is at the same levels of unfunny and critical analysis as your standard Redditor that thinks Marvel films are good cinema. Saber goddamned Spark. Ugh, where do I begin? Well, first, what is he known for? Reviewing cartoon media on the internet, duh. But what even is my problem with SaberSpark's content? It's how he even reviews media in the first place. Bruh, I don't even think half of these videos classify as reviews.
Trash!
If you ever watch a SaberSpark video, most of the time his criticisms just boil down to him glossing over shit. Sure, once in a blue moon, Saber will go in depth on something like in his recent Bravest Warriors video, which, well, isn't really a review, it's more like a, hey, what happened? Or another good example would be in SaberSpark's video where he talks about the Bob's Burgers movie. Sure, he goes in depth about it, but god damn, does he love to stall in that video. Just get to the point already. I think people that have watched Bob's Burgers would know what it is. We don't need this whole entire rundown of the show's premise and what happens in it, and all these light-ass comparisons to other animated sitcom movies.
Shut up and get to the point! Shut up!
The least you could have done is cut your explanation short.
Bruh.
I kid you not, Saber actually starts talking about the movie halfway into the video.
You gotta be kidding me!
Gee, and I thought I was a time waster. This is just ridiculous. Now, let's talk about Saber's content in general. How could a dude's content be so samey, boring, and generic? With the same as thumbnail format and the same as PNG pop-up ramble, with a cross-arm rant Sona included, yet be so jarring at the same time.
What the scallop?
1 minute, Saber is talking about some shitty CGI movie, and then next some Peppa Pig bootleg. Or like some video being like, guys, did you know that there's a Gumball bootleg out there? TKS Mantis called, he wants his video format back. And then right next to that kind of content, SaberSpark would make a video talking about shit that could be considered furry porn.
What?
Or straight up furry porn.
What the fuck?
Well, actually, it's not furry porn. It's a parody of the story of Jesus and that one guy that betrayed him.
Shut the fuck up, no one cares!
Like, what the fuck is this Whiplash, dude? Who the hell are you aiming at as an audience? Are you aiming for Roblox kids that don't know what a sexer is?
Bitch!
Or internet degenerates that have weird-ass fetishes that can never be quenched? But seriously, does anyone find it funky that SaberSpark is 1 minute talking about Disney films, and then the next minute talking about animated intercourse? No, I'm not saying he's sus. I'm just saying this is all really, really jarring. Like, come on, dude, make up your mind what content you're gonna make. Now, let's go into how SaberSpark actually reviews content. I barely even consider these reviews. They're more of just long-winded rambles that go on and on. Sure, he talks about the movie or whatever the hell he's talking about in his videos, but he just never shuts up. It feels more like he's glossing over shit than actually giving something an in-depth review. Trying to listen to a SaberSpark video is like trying to listen to a run-on sentence that is big as a paragraph. No, wait, a novel. Because again, he never shuts up! Like, hell, dude, come on, learn to segment your shit. Dude, I didn't come here to hear you ramble like some gay-ass podcast. I came here to listen to a review. Shut up and get to the point! And speaking of hell, if you really want to look at SaberSpark at his worst, I would recommend looking at his Has Been Hotel review. This isn't a review. This is a dick suck if anything. Saber barely says anything bad about Vizipop's shit. No mention of how the pilot introduced so many characters. No mention of how most of the characters are one note and make a Seth MacFarlane cartoon look fleshed out in comparison.
Penis.
Cock joke.
It's all just endless praise. If it's like fucking looking at a gay dude in a gay bar sucking gay dick. Absolutely fucking magnum gay! The only real criticism Saber even brings up is just OMG guys, Doom Guy wasn't in this. It'd be so cool if Doom Guy was in this. Doom Guy.
This shit makes me want to self-harm.
Yes, I know when SaberSpark mentioned Doom Guy, it was a joke, but it was the most unfunniest shit I've ever seen. And speaking of which, let's talk about Saber's comedy.
Not funny.
They're just the two same jokes. It's either pointing out an animated character having pronounced tits or an ass like it's something amazing, that or either joking about not being a furry for 100th time.
Wow!
How original! Like, come on, Saber, find some better material. Everyone knows you dig anthro chicks, even non-fur bags, aka
Normies!
Bruh, it's not even fucking surprising anymore that you want to screw Luna hell of a boss. To which I spit at your taste for fictional tomboys. Bruh, she has scabies and is a literal bitch in both terms. Are you down that bad?
Angel Dust stole the show. Like, I fell in love with this character and all the sexual puns. I fell in love with Angel Dust.
Oh, nigga, you gay!
Now, let's compare all this crap to someone else I don't like, but I don't really hate as a media critic either. Shiefrilla's Productions. Who? Now, what makes me tolerate Shiefrilla's more than I do SaberSpark? Well, when comparing these two, it's like night and day. When Shiefrilla's reviews content, he actually gets to the point of what he's talking about. When SaberSpark reviews content, he stalls for time and never shuts up. Shiefrilla's actually explains parts of a movie that are good or bad in depth, with character details, writing styles, talking about little bits in the scene, and all that, just without wasting your time. When SaberSpark talks about that stuff, he doesn't really go in depth, it's more of a light glossing over of. Bruh, when he talks about animation, it's like the most fucking basic shit ever. It's either, oh, the animation was good, or, oh, the animation was stiff and bad.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Mr. SaberSpark, could you go a little bit more depth with your criticisms? And for the last bit, I'm going to talk about both of their jokes. When it comes down to jokes, sure, I don't think Shiefrilla's is that funny either. Most of his jokes revolve around funny crab eat a Pepsi, crab, or some cutaway. And most of those cutaways are for an ad, so whatever. And yeah, I know jokes aren't really a necessity when it comes down to a review. Sure, it gets a chuckle out of you, but you really gotta focus on digging into a piece of media's pros and cons, not being a comedian. Doug Walker is a good example there.
I'm Jesus!
It's like adding sprinkles to ice cream. You don't need them to taste good, but it makes it taste a little bit better than just vanilla.
Bruh.
And likewise, if you have nothing but sprinkles on your ice cream, it gets boring after a while. You might want something different, like a DQ Blizzard.
The new.
What I'm saying is that Saber shouldn't do the same two jokes over and over again. It gets boring really fast.
It's boring. You're boring, everybody.
Quit boring everyone!
I fucking love
Downward spiral.
So with that compare and contrast out of the way, what can Saber do to improve his content? Well, the first thing he could do is learn to segment his shit instead of going on a ramble that goes on and on and on. Nobody likes a run-on sentence, Saber. Just cut that shit down and get to the point of what you're talking about. And maybe focus on your content's direction and maybe not make it look so fucking jarring to a new audience. Again, dude, why on God's green earth are you one moment making a video about a Peppa twatting pig bootleg, and the next minute you're basically talking about a bunch of furry sex ed videos? Cringe. Sex included. What? And yes, I know it's the internet and people have the right to talk about whatever the fuck they want because freedom of speech is a fundamental right that works both ways. And I definitely know I'm one to speak because one minute I can be making a video about some dumbass drama and in the next video I can be making a shitpost YTP about Kirby. To which I say, freedom of speech, bitch. Am I not allowed to think it's jarring to make a video about some show made for toddlers copycat show, and then the next video is basically just talking about furry sexo? I mean, come on, that's more jarring than a Kirby YTP, right? So now, I'm just gonna end this video, because if I keep on talking about Saber, I'm gonna go into an endless ramble like he does. So let me just stop here before I bore you to death. I'm SF1232, and those NFT dudes weren't too wrong about you, Saberfart.
Lol. Get wrecked, you fat scrub man. Oh, you're fat. Lol.